Connor's got a doctor's appointment today just to see how long it's going to be, and we're not anticipating him playing for tomorrow for sure.
Day to day, is that what you
I'd say day to day, maybe a week. We'll find out more today.
And Leon, what's his status?
Same kind of timeline. Won't be back immediately. He'll be probably up to a week.
So would you treat these situations different than if it were way earlier in the season? Given the playoffs is just around the corner, do you give this extra time just because we all know what's coming?
Obviously, we have to be cognizant about what's ahead of us. The playoffs are very important, and pushing guys to injure, make themselves worse is not ideal. But even if it was game 5 or 6, we wouldn't want to put somebody in a position where they're going to make themselves worse and have a nagging injury. So I think, with the obviously the schedule has something to do with it, but ultimately it comes down to the medical staff saying when the player should return and how much time he should have off.
Do you think that each of their experience playing in the playoffs through injuries, maybe, like they're wired to always want to play those two, but they've also tried to play through injuries in the playoffs. Does that make it easier for them to take the time they need?
I don't think I can answer that. Obviously, you've seen them. I saw it last year, and then injuries that they played through, and you would think would slow them down, but it doesn't. And I think that's been the case for them previous playoff runs, other players also. But I think right now it's best for. We want to be 100%. We want to be healthy going into the playoffs, and we certainly don't want to be pushing these guys. But we also know that I think if this was game 5 or 6, we're still not pushing them and having them play.
So, Kris, you have enough forwards, exactly 12, but you'll be calling somebody up if you don't short of centers.
We have our 12 forwards, and right now we cannot call up anybody unless it's an emergency basis, just with the salary cap. So right now we have our players right now, and we don't have the option right now to call up anybody.
What about Stu Skinner? How's he doing?
Stu's fine. He's not on our injured reserve.
Eligible to play tomorrow night if you want to
He
play?
is eligible to play.
Kris, do you have a timeline on first?
He's still week to week. I would say at least another 2 weeks.
When it comes to Leon, was this something that kind of swelled up or whatever after the game? Because he didn't play 22 minutes.
Yeah, no, our training staff was checking in with him regularly. Leon has played through a lot. There's talk about how he's doing and could he go through or should he be sitting out, and then after the next day they reevaluated and figured out it was more than they anticipated.
Is this the first time you've not had those two available since you've been?
I think it's the first time those two have not been available since they've ever played together.
We didn't have them the last league game last year.
In the last league game, yes. I healthy scratched them. I was disappointed with their play, and I scratched them.
Okay, that's just what I was saying.
Saturday night or a playoff game, would they both be playing?
Yeah, I don't think they would.
Your defenseman, you had steps for the last two. You're going to play Emerson tomorrow.
We haven't decided that.
Klingberg, he's ready to play?
Klingberg has been cleared. He is available to play.
10 and 8?
10 and 8, yeah.
I don't think we're going to go there yet.
Coach, what can you say about Evander Kane? This is the first time we've seen him practicing with the team the last couple of days in terms of his progress. Any update in terms of how he's coming along?
Yeah, some light skates. Most of his skates have been on his own. And part of our injured ice. Yesterday was on the ice with the pregame skate. Today, a small group. He'll be joining regular practices, and he's been putting in the work and getting ready to play. And hopefully, at some time during the playoffs, he's available for us.
Seeing him move around getting some competitive stuff here today with the team. I don't know if you're watching, but it seems like he's moving pretty well. Are you feeling more optimistic about his progression, just seeing him out on the ice with other guys?
Absolutely. He's a world-class athlete, world-class player. Last year battled through a lot of injuries. He wasn't at his top, but now that the work has gone in and, the surgeries, he can be healthy and ready for us to play. And obviously he could make a huge impact to our team game. Difficult not playing for the season, but you've also got a high caliber player in Evander that he might be able to help our team, which I would think that would be the case.
Can you send him to Bakersfield for a couple of games before the playoffs start?
I don't know the rules on that. I know it has to be cleared with the player and the organization if they think that's best. Yeah, that'd be best. Not playing a game for about a year and then coming in for the playoffs. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Those are big minutes. Those two guys logged with David and Draisaitl. It's an opportunity I always see for someone else to step up.
Yeah, you look at our lineup. Let's just say mid-January, just any typical game, and you look at our minutes that certain guys have played, and there's numerous guys who can handle. There's many guys who play 10 or 12 or, Henrique plays 14 or 15 minutes. He can certainly play more than his typical, I think on the year he's averaging 14 minutes a night. Last night he was at 17 and a half. He can easily do that on a regular basis. Brown, Janmark, Kapanen, numerous guys can play more. So, it's just an opportunity. Obviously, you're not going to replace 29-97, but other guys can handle more responsibilities, more jobs.
Kris, so when the concussion spotter took Stu out of the game, were you just thinking he'll still be back if we have to go to overtime?
No, because the timelines, everything, they were maybe pushing it. We thought about we had a timeout. We could stall the game a little bit more. That was a possibility, but it was, most likely that he wouldn't been able to return.
Were there any lessons that when you guys look back on going on a deep playoff run, and then at the end of the season, evaluating the way you used guys, minutes played, the amount you practiced, all those sorts of things, in the final analysis, do you apply anything to this stretch drive to prepare yourselves any different than last year? From a rest standpoint, I guess.
I don't think so. I think with our strength team, our medical staff, we've got numbers on how much their workload, every practice this year, every game, and how much rest they've been getting, how much sleep, and what kind of position they are to play their best from a physical standpoint. And, it's the same information that we had last year as we do this year. And I don't think any of that information that we have is going to change from last year.
When you played Derek Ryan tomorrow, were you using killing some penalties? You've already got 3 pairs. He was a penalty killer.
He was a penalty killer. If he was, probably some penalty kill face-off situations. We're very confident and happy with our 3 pairs that we do have for forwards, and I think they're rolling and they've got a nice rhythm there. The one benefit that Derek would provide is a face-off guy on the right side, and we've got numerous guys, or I shouldn't say numerous, but more options on the left side than we do on the right side. But if he was, it'd be for that purpose.
In that vein, do you foresee Frederick getting an opportunity there when he's able to play?
A penalty kill. I think he's capable of doing that. I don't think I know this year he hadn't killed very much with Boston. Like I said, I don't think he's going to bump any of those 6 that we have right now. But, there's going to be injuries. There's going to be some time that one of those guys isn't available, and we need to call upon somebody to do that. He'd be a very good candidate. We haven't decided.